Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Nihar, studying in Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, Bangalore, in the Department of CSE Cybersecurity. Today, let's discuss about the topic analysis of completely randomized design. Analysis of completely randomized design. Moving on to the topic, here is a small introduction about analysis of completely randomized design. Completely randomized design (CRD) is a common experimental design used in various fields. CRD involves randomly assigning treatments to experimental units to minimize bias. The analysis of CRD involves statistical techniques to determine the treatment effects. Key assumptions of CRD analysis. Independence. The observations within each treatment groups are independent. The residual follows a normal distribution. Homogeneity of variance. The variance of residuals is constant across the treatment groups. One-way analysis of variance, commonly called as ANOVA. ANOVA is a commonly used statistical method to analyze CRD. It compares the means of different treatment groups to determine if they are significantly different. ANOVA provides a test statistic and p-value to assess the treatment effects. The total sum of squares SST. SST measures the total variability in the response variable. It is calculated as the sum of square differences between each observations and the overall mean. As you can see on the right hand side of the slide, there is a formula to calculate the total sum of squares SST, and also I have mentioned what does each symbol means. Let's see the calculating treatment sum of squares, also known as SSTR. SSTR measures the variability between treatment groups. It is calculated as a sum of square differences between each treatment group, mean and overall mean. Calculating the error sum of squares. SSE measures the variability within the treatment groups. It is calculated as a sum of the square differences between each observations and its treatment group mean. Now let's see the next. Degrees of freedom in CRD analysis. The total degrees of freedom (df total) is equals to total number of observations minus 1. Treatment degrees of freedom is equals to number of treatment groups minus 1. Error degrees of freedom is equals to df total minus df treatment. As you can see on the right hand side, I have put a graphical representation of the standard normal distribution and the t distribution with 2 df. Mean square ms in CRD analysis. MST is equals to SSTR divided by DF treatment. MSE is equals to SSE divided by DF error. MS captures the average variability in the treatment effects and error resources. F statistic in CRD analysis. F statistic is equals to MST divided by MSE. It compares the variability between the treatment groups to the variability within the treatment groups. F statistics follows an F distribution with the DF treatment and the DF error degrees of freedom. So coming to the null and alternative hypothesis in CRD analysis. Null and hypothesis. There is no significant difference between the treatment group means. Alternative hypothesis. There is a significant difference between the treatment group means. P-value and significance level in CRD analysis. P-value is the probability of obtaining a test statistic as extreme as the observed one, assuming the null hypothesis is true. Significance level alpha is the predetermined threshold below which the null hypothesis is rejected. If p-value is lesser than alpha, we reject the null hypothesis and conclude there is a significant difference between the treatment group means. Let's see the interpreting ANOVA results. ANOVA table displays the resources of variations, sum of squares, degrees of freedom, mean squares, and F statistic also. The p-value associated with the F statistic determines the statistical significance of the treatment effects. If p-value alpha, we reject the null hypothesis and conclude there is a significant difference between the treatment group means. Post-HOC testing in CRD analysis. Post-HOC tests are conducted when ANOVA indicates significant differences between the treatment group means. Tuke's honestly significance difference test is commonly used post-HOC test for pairwise comparisons. Post-HOC tests helps identify which treatment groups differ significantly from each other. Assumptions checking in CRD analysis. Residual plot analysis helps assess the assumptions of independence, normality, and homogeneity of variance. QQ plots and Sharpio-Wilk tests are useful for checking the normality assumption. Leibniz test or Bartlett's test can be used to check the homogeneity of the variance assumption. Now let's see how to report the CRD analysis results. Report the F-statist p-value and the degrees of freedom for treatment and error purposes or sources. Include treatment groups means, standard deviations, and sample sizes. Mention any significant differences found through post-HOC tests. Now let's see the advantages of CRD analysis. CRD, it is very easy to implement and analyze. It provides unbiased estimates of treatment effects. It allows for statistical comparisons between treatment groups. As you can see, I have put a picture of 4 points on the right hand side, which is also advantages of one-way analysis. Coming to the next, let's discuss the applications of CRD analysis. CRD is widely used in agricultural, medical, and social science research. It is applied in experiments involving drug testing, crop yield comparisons, and educational interventions. CRD provides valuable insights into treatment effects and helps inform decision making. So, coming to the last conclusion, analysis of completely randomized design involves statistical techniques to determine the treatment effects. ANOVA is commonly used to analyze CRD, comparing means to assess differences. Understanding assumptions, calculations, and interpretation of CRD analysis is crucial for accurate research findings. So, this was all about completely randomized design and its applications, its advantages, and many more things we have discussed. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.